individualism out of the children. We need to crush biblical religion so we can move toward this one world, wonderful religion where the UN is going to dictate everything.
We must move away from the archaic, barbaric family structure.
Exactly. And I mean, this has been clear from the very beginning of UNESCO. Julian Huxley, the first boss of UNESCO, explained the purpose of UNESCO is to seize control of education, create a world humanist religious society where we're all going to serve this world government. And, they couldn't be more clear about it. And Bill Gates is on board. He's one of the primary financiers of things like the UN Population Fund that participates in forced abortions in China. This is all on the congressional record. Also a big financier of Planned Parenthood. And again, this comes back to the eugenicists, too. We have 2 chapters about how the eugenicists deliberately targeted blacks to dumb them down, even more so than the rest of the population. And, of course, the whole population has been dumbed down.
Sure, but blacks were the test subject. They were the guinea pigs, and look what they've done to them.
Exactly. And, we can see the fruits of this craziness all around us. Our society is falling apart. Government is out of control. We have abortions and shootings and murders. And the globalists openly telling us we're moving toward a world government, whether we like it or not. And the only way to stop this is for people to get educated about the problem so that we can fix the problem. And people need to realize that this is not some kind of big national accident. A criminal group of educators backed by the Rockefellers, led by John Dewey, who went to the Soviet Union to study the Soviet schools and how they were mass-producing atheists and collectivists. These people set out with an agenda to dumb down the American people. Strip us of our liberties, and we're now coming to the final phases of that.
Well, I don't want to romanticize Vladimir Putin because I trust him about as far as I could throw him, but they are getting together literal youth camps to get 18-year-olds to get married and have kids. They talk about eugenics. His best buddy has a TV show on national state-run TV. Sounds like me. They're telling the truth. I think they went through all that hell. They never really actually fell. But I really think Alexander Solzhenitsyn and others had a big effect on them. I know Putin said he was a fan of Solzhenitsyn, met with him a lot before he died. I know liberty, once you've gone into total tyranny, will become very alluring again. And so I know that we can reach out to people on the elite. But when we see Russia going in the opposite of where we're going, we know we're in trouble.
No kidding. And, I went to the first Global Home Education Conference in Berlin in 2012. And there was a lot of Russians there, and they told me that homeschooling is totally free and wide open in Russia. That was amazing for me because, like you said, I wouldn't trust Putin as far as I could throw him. But you got to judge the tree by its fruits. He's promoting homeschooling. Yeah, and
he's promoting masculine men, and men should be tough, and like John Wayne. I mean, it's the opposite. Men are good role models, and fathers are good. I mean, it's...
Yeah, and in the United States, we're moving toward crushing homeschooling. The government is becoming extremely hostile, and the talking heads, on MSNBC telling us that the children belong to the community, and Hillary Clinton with her village to raise a child. Homeschooling is one of the best options that parents could possibly seize upon right now. You need to get your kids out of the government school. You need to teach them to read using phonics. You need to teach them real history. You need to teach them the facts, and that's how we're going to stop this criminal enterprise.
Amazing. Alex Newman, the book, Crimes of the Educators at InfoWarsStore.com.
Silver has...
And I'm just insulted that I wasn't put in bin Laden's fake reading list. This is clearly to demonize books they don't like. Though I did republish and reprint Bloodlines Illuminati for Fritz Springmeier, so I'm proud of that. The Best Democracy Money Can Buy by Greg Palast, frequent guest. The Best Enemy Money Can Buy by Anthony Sutton, the congressional investigator, how we funded Hitler and Stalin. Black Box Voting with Bev Harris. It's just a list of our guests. Bloodlines Illuminati by Fritz Springmeier. Confessions of an Economic Hitman, John Perkins, regular guest. Conspirators Hierarchy, The Committee of 300 by John Coleman. He's former MI6. Is Coleman still around? I wanted to get him on. Imperial Hubris. We've had that guest on. Project MK Ultra. The CIA's Research Behavioral Modification Program. The actual document. That's from the Church Committee. The New Pearl Harbor. Disturbing Questions About the Bush Administration. 9/11 by David Ray Griffin. Secrets of the Federal Reserve by Eustace Mullins. He's been a guest before he died. David Ray Griffin's been, this is our guest. Where am I in here? Usually when there's some cop killer, they say they did it for me, and then we learn the person was, coming after me or wanted to kill me or hated me. I mean, this is just so, or maybe the body double was reading this in his house arrest, because it was a body double. You know, half mile or less from the biggest military base in the country. Going back to Alex Newman. Alex, just crazy times going on. How do you think things are going for the elite? They've dumbed down a lot of people, but a lot of people are awake. A lot of governments are awake. A lot of individuals are awake. The government's, you know, cutting fluoride out of the water now, admitting it hurts people. Glyphosate's in trouble. A lot of good stuff's happening. The UN's discredited. The Federal Reserve's in trouble. I mean, I don't see things being a bed of roses or a carpet of rose petals for the globalists. What do you see happening? I mean, they're having some big wins as well. If this was a football game, what's the score?
No, that's a good question. I think from what's going on, the globalists are accelerating their plan. And my inference from this is that they're getting nervous. They know that they got to get this all done as quickly as possible because people are waking up right and left by the millions. And once we reach a critical mass of people who are awake, you know, this whole thing is going to come crashing down. They're going to end up in prison. And, you know, that's serious stuff. So it looks to me like they're really dramatically accelerating their plans. If you watch, you know, the mainstream media, it's almost pathetic. They're there blabbering and telling lies, and they know everybody watching understands that it's a lie, but they keep spewing it as if, you know, we didn't understand and they didn't understand that we understand. So I think they're getting nervous. I think that's why we're seeing.
That's right. They're just pretending so they get their paycheck, hoping Sumner Redstone, who goes around in public with his two hot young girlfriends, you know, 90-something years old, totally evil, they're just telling the old man everything's fine, basically.
Yeah, it's what it seems like. And I think as we move closer to them just totally ripping off the mask, more and more people are going to be waking up. So it's important that people have the facts, that people be educated, that people be organized in their communities, because we're going to have a great opportunity here to put a stop to all this. And if we miss it, it's going to be a disaster for humanity. But if we seize it, it would be, you know, absolutely wonderful and amazing. So we need to be educating ourselves, we need to be praying, and we need to know the facts so that we can educate others, and so that when the opportunity presents itself, as we get closer, as more and more people wake up, we can put our foot down and say, enough of this, we're going to keep our rights, we're going to keep our nation, thank you very much, we're going to educate our children, we're not going to let you dumb them down, and, you know, we're not going to have your new world order. Take a hike, you're a criminal, that's enough.
Well, I got to salute you for the work you've done. Crimes of the Educators, Samuel Blumenfeld and Alex Newman, available at InfoWarsStore.com. I've only read part of the book, and basically everything in it is documented. I've learned a lot of new stuff. It's key to get out. Thank you so much. I'm going to come back in 5 minutes of Overdrive and finish some news. Again, folks, this is a huge time to be alive. This is not a game. This is a great time to shine. This is God testing us. Great job, crew. Adult publications, because they were so much more interesting. Reality was so much more interesting. But when you read a book like Crimes of the Educators, that I've only gotten 20 pages into, and you're reading quotes by the globalists and copies of documents where they said it about how they want to kill us and our families, but first dumb us down and suck everything off of us and build a technocratic utopia on our bones. Do people take this personal? I mean, I know I do. I guess a lot of people just want to socially climb, and they'll do anything to join these people. Of course, that's why you've not been asked to join them. I mean, they certainly don't want you. And that's what's sick about this, and I didn't finish that up with Newman, talking to him earlier, is that when I've been on the phone with the head of the Kissinger Group, or that's one people I can mention the name. I've talked to people more high level than Rothkopf. He's like the minion of Kissinger. When you're around these people, major bank head, you name it, people I've run into, they will just tell me one of two things. They'll either say, listen, I'm in this too deep, I can't get out, it's worse than you think, you're dead on, you're going to be getting very, very famous. Let me just tell you, get ready, it's going to be wild. And just keep doing what you're doing because you are dead on. I'm getting out of the country. Bye-bye. They either tell you that. First they say, I got your word. This is off record because I follow the show and I know you don't burn people. And that's your currency, is that you don't. Yes, of course, I'm not going to tell anybody unless you tell me you got kids locked up in a basement. Then I'll have to. something prima facie illegal. I tell people, you tell me something illegal, that you're brewing methamphetamine, I don't think you're actually cooking methamphetamine. This is a speech I give. You're somebody trying to set me up, bringing me into a crime. So anything illegal where you're committing the crime, don't tell me about it. But if you want to just give me general information or whatever, that's, please, and don't give me any classified documents. So that I'm trying to set me up with that. And they're like, yes, of course. But then most of the time, they're not scared or freaked out and saying they don't want to be part of it. They're just like, oh, you're really a piece of work. You probably could have done pretty good working with us, but you just don't understand these people. You don't understand how stupid they are, how weak they are, that no amount of help's ever going to get through to them. Look at how you futilely sit there and warn them all day, and they hate your guts. We could buy them off for pennies. They're going to evolve, but not in the way you think. You think of adaptation as resisting, adapting, overcoming, like the Marines say. That's not how it works, Alex. They're going to adapt to being slaves. And the future is in the hands of the people that rightfully should have control. Really? So you put fluoride in the water to make everybody mildly retarded so you can be the king of planet low IQ? I mean, boy, you're real gods. Let me tell you, you're really powerful. That a bunch of robber barons that got rich off the wealth of the West set up a long-term strategic plan to take over the universities and higher learning and corporations to then build this, and then you took all the human invention and squirreled it away for yourselves and twisted it and perverted everything, and then you sit there and say what you've done is so powerful? I mean, I guess it is. Like, it takes powerful will to grab kids off the street and torture them for a month and then kill them while they beg for mommy. I mean, I guess that is powerful in a way. Sickening and degenerate and horrible. I mean, okay, you are powerful. Like a stinking dead animal has a powerful stench. You are powerful. And you have us on our knees, okay? Great. I'm going to tell you this. You'll never escape what you've done. I know the higher level ones know that and just get off on it. You're turned over to your father, the devil. But the good people are waking up, and with God's help, you will be brought to justice, and we will survive. We will defeat you.